think we're recording. Hi there. If you saw yesterday's video where I was having trouble with the internet, I hope, fingers crossed, that we're all good now. If it works, all I had to do was reset the modem. Go figure. But it seems to have worked, and we'll know more about it when I start editing. But welcome to today's episode. We're inching closer to the end of the year with only 63 days left. My, how time flies. Come with me now as we explore a curious world with medical ties, delve into the fascinating history of France's witch trials, and mark the founding of Turkey's republic. We'll look back on the infamous stock market crash of 1929, and we'll celebrate the birth of rock legend Denny Laine and his unforgettable Go Now with the Moody Blues. So let's dive on into the events and people that shaped October 29th. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for October 29th. October 29th is the 302nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 303rd in leap years, with 63 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is arcuate. It can be pronounced arcuate or arcuate. Arcuate is an adjective that means bent or curved in the form of a bow, like an arcuate sweep of a chain of islands, or arcuate veins in a leaf. The word arcuate is used in a medical description sometimes, such as an arcuate artery, or arcuate nucleus, or arcuate fibers in the brain. One might experience a scintillating scotoma, also known as a visual migraine, which typically appears as an arcuate flashing and sparkling zigzag effect. The word arcuate comes to us from Latin, where it meant to bend like a bow. First known use of the word arcuate is in the 1620s, arcuate. The word arcuate was requested by YouTube viewer at T. Ramsire, thanks Teresa. And if you have a word you'd like us to examine in this Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, we've talked before, and fairly recently as I recall, about the Salem witch trials that took place in the 1600s. But witch trials have been going on, off and on, for centuries. In some European countries, witchcraft was considered an exceptional crime. Witch trials in France were inconsistently documented, so we only have limited records of the extent of trials and executions. There wasn't any kind of national law regarding witchcraft, so trials fell under local jurisdiction, resulting in regional differences in severity. Northern France, for example, generally imposed fewer death penalties, and the French Parliament often overturned local sentences in that region. Of course, some local courts ignored Parliament's moderate stance, and it's quite likely that some sentences went unreported and uncounted. In contrast, northeastern France saw intense witch hunts, with numerous executions in the 1600s and high-profile witch trials that took place in southern France. The last known witchcraft trial in France was in 1768, and it concluded with a fine rather than an execution. All that to say that on October 29th in the year 1390, we see the first trial for witchcraft in Paris, France, resulting in 3 executions. Turkey became a republic on October 29, 1923, following the dissolution of the Ottoman Empire. Happy Republic Day, Turkey. On October 29, 1929, the New York Stock Exchange crashed, ending the great bull market of the 1920s. About $14 billion worth of stock value was lost. Panic selling increased until some stocks had no buyers at any price. Thousands of investors were wiped out. Next stop, the Great Depression. This is the birthday of Brian Frederick Hines, born October 29, 1944, in Birmingham, England. We know him better as Denny Laine, co-founder of two iconic bands, Moody Blues and Wings. He left Moody Blues in 1966, joined Paul and Linda McCartney to form Wings in 1971, with vocals, guitar, bass, keyboards, and songwriting. As people in the business do, he also performed with other notable musicians like Ginger Baker and Trevor Burton, and he released 10 solo albums. Once he went mostly solo, he still returned to Wings and Beatles tributes later in life, resonating with fans of classic rock. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of the Moody Blues in 2018. Denny Laine's legacy endures through his enduring performances, compositions, and impact on the rock scene. Denny Laine passed in December of 2023 at the age of 79. Today's song is Go Now by the Moody Blues. Written by Larry Banks and Milton Bennett, this song was originally released in January of 1964 by Bessie Banks. When Denny Laine heard this song, he told the other members of the band Moody Blues that they needed to record this song. They did, and released it in November of 1964, and it did well, hitting number 1 on the UK singles chart in January of 1965. Number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 in February of that year. Denny Laine has performed Go Now in several live settings, and it appears on several other recordings. Go Now also appears in popular culture in a satirical British TV show called Spitting Image and in closing credits for the 2015 movie 45 Years and the 2021 movie Bull. Go Now by the Moody Blues, link in the description. And there you have it, October 29th through the lens of history. From Arcuate patterns to pivotal world events, and from courtroom drama in the 14th century Paris to the crash that changed the American economy. Each story reminds us of the diverse forces that shape our world. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check out the link to Go Now by the Moody Blues in the description. Join us next time for more moments from history that continue to inspire, challenge, and intrigue us. Until then, keep exploring and appreciating the wonders of the past. How do they pronounce that? I usually call it Arcuate. Arcuate. Yeah.
Arcuate.
Yeah. Okay. That's not a period. That's a comma. Read the words. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.